Now, let me get this straight. And when I got here, and I got off the plane, I had to get a visa. Had to pay like $17 or whatever to get a visa to come in. It's in dollars, to come to Lebanon. But then I was told that it would be very difficult for me to go to Palestine if I have a stamp from Lebanon on. And then there's all these complications, like you got to get a second passport, and then I was told before I came, the first question they asked, have you ever been to Israel? And it's like, no, because they said if I went to Israel, then I couldn't come to Lebanon. And so how does this work that I can't go from place to place? Why can't I be in Lebanon and go up to Palestine real easy? And why do I have to check with the Israelis before I go into, what should be another country? What's going on with that?
Well, I mean, you have to live here to understand that. But the thing is, I think it's the contrary that happens. You can go maybe, I don't know if you can, but the thing that is forbidden is to enter the Lebanese territory if you got a Israeli visa on your passport. You can't do that. No way. There's no way you can do that. Yeah, no way. I mean, there's no way. You're at the airport, you got an Israeli visa on your passport, you get back to where you're from. They put you on a plane back to wherever.
This is the Lebanese people saying this?
Yeah, this is the Lebanese rules.
Wow. And so in return, they do the same thing in Israel.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, that's what I was told. So they was making sure. I said, have you ever been there? And I was like, no, are you sure? Because they said as soon as you get off the plane, it's bye-bye. So that's what's really going on. So is there an antagonistic relationship with Israel?
Well, sure, because south of Lebanon has been occupied by Israel for years. It's not a long time ago that they've left the south of the country. I mean, some people living in the south of Lebanon didn't have access to their own apartments because it was occupied. They couldn't go to their houses for years. So I mean,
what do you think it's going to take to resolve some of the stresses that are here and some of the oppressive factors that are realities, as you said, for 95% of the people here in Lebanon/Beirut?
Well, it's going to take time, because even though you can't really notice the kind of hatred that's still living on inside the persons in this city. I mean, it's still there somewhere, because they haven't been to that shrinks or things like that. You know what I mean? I mean, it hasn't been sorted out after the war. Somehow the war, we think the war ended. We're not too sure, but we think it ended. And nobody said it ended for sure, but we think that it ended, because more or less we think that there's no more war.
But there's still bombs going off here. I mean, every couple of weeks there's a bomb going off here still, so has it really ended?
I don't really know if it has or not, but the thing is that in the minds of the people there's never been a kind of, the thing that you do when someone from your family dies, and you say, okay, now I know he's dead, and we've buried him, and we've done our, I don't know the name in English.
Closure.
Yeah, we've never done any closure, so there's still something that hasn't been sorted out inside the minds of the people here, and it's going to take a few generations maybe, or maybe less, to sort this out.
Clac, j'arrive en impro, comme un salaud je propage le flow qui sort de mon égo, check le flow du négro par jour, celui qui balance tous les mots pour le plaisir du tempo, j'ai ça dans la peau, normal quand je suis un négro, je ne fais pas ça pour l'ego, mais pour en faire mon boulot quand je prends le micro, c'est pour toucher ton cerveau, tu kiffes le morceau et tu es étonné par mon flow, alors ne fais pas l'ego, me joue pas un tour de saligo, sinon je t'écrase comme un mégot, rigolo, y'a ce beat ne dépasse pas 90 BPM, j'espère que tu aimes, et si tu aimes, ne fais pas les mêmes, tu auras du blême, je suis inscrit à la SACEM, ouais, mec, alors pas d'idées malsaines, je fais mon taf, sors de ma cave, jamais ne cale, pas de panne, au bord tu frappes, évite les claques, les baffes, parfois reçois des gros coups de latte en pleine face, tombe ma falle, métal sur place, mais toujours me ramasse, car pour moi c'est vital, je sors de la masse, donc pour ça, tu me menaces, tu ne veux pas que je devienne un as, tu mailles, t'as peur pour ta femme, dans ta peau tu es mal, pourtant je te veux pas de mal, je trouve pas ça normal, alors appelle à toutes les âmes sensibles, quel que soit ton taf, ta vie, trace ta route tranquille, laisse-les parler dans ton dos, trace ta route, ne t'occupe pas, et confiance en toi, trop de MC aujourd'hui pensent qu'à détruire au lieu de construire, normal pour eux c'est plus facile, pas ma position, ne fais pas le polisson. Je sais que je te donne des frissons. Je vois que t'es mal garçon. Dans ton pantalon tu as honte. Alors cache-toi vilain garçon et puis l'on revient. Et j'espère que t'as compris la leçon. LNB s'installe sur la version. Accomplit sa mission, prêt pour toutes les émissions. Et y'a pas de flash, pas de photo. Je suis pas une star, peut-être un jour dans les journaux j'ai une rouge retard. Je suis pas un ringard, alors vite file-moi un rencard. Les mecs comme moi c'est rare, si tu ne fais rien tu vas t'en vouloir. Je connais la scène depuis tout petit, j'ai les pieds dessus. Et j'y suis à l'aise comme dans la rue. Pas de rupture depuis les débuts, jamais je sature. Au contraire, de plus en plus mûr dans mon écriture. Je reste pur et fais des ratures sur les pourritures. Certains prennent pour un charle, pourtant micro pour jouer sous nous, c'est mon boulot. Dodo pour le repos, puis je reprends comme un accro. Alors laisse-les parler dans ton dos. Trace ta route, ne t'occupe pas. Aie confiance en toi, trop de MC aujourd'hui pensent qu'à détruire au lieu de construire. Normal pour eux c'est plus facile. Laisse-les parler dans ton dos. Trace ta route, ne t'occupe pas. Aie confiance en toi, trop de MC critiques disent que ton style est pourri. Ne rentre pas dans leur jeu, tu les rendrais heureux. Ya laisse-les
talking with Clotaire K, well-known rap artist here in Lebanon. I shouldn't just say well-known. You're considered, that's not what I'm hearing. Tell me about your future endeavors into hip-hop. And first, are you trying to make headway into the States, or are you doing, as so many other artists that I've been coming across in other countries, where you're just, looking at the world as your stage and just starting to build, whether it's in the Germanys and Frances and Australias and other countries, and if you make it in the US, so be it, and if not, oh well.
Yeah, I would love to, because I've got a lot of American friends and stuff, and I think it's interesting to go there, but for the moment it's not happening. I mean, I've had some proposal last year and this year to go touring a little bit in the US, but for many reasons we haven't done it. And for the moment, as you say, I'm from the start I'm very into live performances, so I've always done that. I just let myself carried by life and go wherever and that's good, because these last 2 years actually we've been touring a big part of the world, and especially what I like about it is that we've been touring in places where usually bands don't go in their usual tourings, like Japan, Australia, America, Europe, and that's it. We went last year to Africa, like about 10 countries in Africa touring. We went to other countries here in the Middle East. We went in, and this year we were more into, of course, Europe, England, and all these things, Germany, and all these things in Europe. But also this year we were in Chile, we were in Ecuador and Mexico and Brazil and all these places, and it's nice because most of the time I have to meet and talk in front of local rappers and stuff, and there's loads of very nice things going on. I mean, especially in Brazil, for instance, Mexico.
Are you surprised the fact that the US artists don't go to a lot of these places? I mean, aside from like artists like Dead Prez and maybe like Immortal Technique, they will be at these places, but when you take a place like Brazil, where you get guys like MV Bill, who's huge down there, but he's huge down there, but you'll never see like a 50 Cent breaking bread with them, and so our A-list, our top level artists don't seem to be building those type of bridges. And I've been surprised, especially having been on the road and out the country for a week or so, that when I'm going around to these places, that, like you said, you're touring in all these places, the folks in Canada are touring in all these places, the folks in London are touring in all these places, and you all seem